everyone! What's up? It's your favorite trio back once again to bring you a new and exciting list to brighten your day.
Aqua, what the heck was that?
Huh?
You sound like you're trying to sell us some crappy internet scam product.
I am not. I'm just trying to make this interesting. Dark, back me up.
Sorry, Aqua. I'm gonna have to side with Vergil on that one.
Well, did I at least sound convincing enough?
Maybe with a bit more practice. But yeah, this is a different list than the one we did before. Today we have the first episode of a new series we're doing called, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Vergil Versus.
You say it with such shame. This is a momentous occasion. One where we get to see the limits of my infamous battle prowess and test how far my insurmountable motivation will take me as I face down lists of formidable foes.
Take a chill pill, dude. You're not actually fighting anyone. Shout out to YouTuber Frail for the idea, but basically how this series is going to work is that we'll be bringing an entire group of people, animals, or things, and seeing how they stack up against Vergil here.
Yes, and as you can see, there are many categories. Named by yours truly, they range from "you are not worthy as my opponent" to "this devil has cried." I look forward to deeming what combatants shall end up where.
Well, this won't end up biased at all.
Don't worry, we made him swear to be honest, remember? We even took out that insurance policy.
Yeah, kinda.
I remember it vividly well, though why you feel the need to doubt my sincerity is beyond my understanding.
Well, maybe don't sneak into our homes to look for your sword, and we won't, you dingus.
Harsh. But anyway, let us begin. So, today we begin Vergil Versus by setting myself up against the roster of fictional Face-Off Season 1. There were 6 episodes which featured 12 combatants altogether, one of which is actually here. So, I shall begin with him.
Don't sell me short, man.
Let me cook, and perhaps I won't. So first up, we have Dark, and I can confidently say that he is not worthy as my opponent.
Of course you do.
I said, let me cook. So, to explain my decision, while Dark isn't necessarily a terrible combatant, it's not so much him that's the issue as it is myself. I simply outstat him in every category. I'm stronger, faster, more durable, and more skilled in the art of the blade.
Okay, that one I have to disagree with you on. The 7 forms of saber combat are literally burned into my brain, man. There's not a sword trick you know that I probably don't.
Can you do a judgment cut, Dark?
No, but I can shoot lightning from my fingers.
Can you catch that lightning and redirect it without using your powers?
I cannot, but that's the whole point of having the powers.
In which lies the problem. I can do far better things than you with less effort. Natural effort at that. Even your telekinesis won't matter much when I can move faster than the eye can register.
But wouldn't his lightsaber protect him? I mean, it can cut through anything.
Common misconception. It can't cut through literally anything. It's essentially a really powerful plasma cutter contained in a magnetized loop. Now compare that to my Yamato, which is empowered with enough force to rend space-time asunder. Who really wins, Aqua?
Well, at least he's better looking than you.
The simps on Reddit will be the judge of that. But don't worry, Dark. You won't be alone for long, as I have your opponent, the Wolverine, joining you in this same tier. Similarly to before, it's not so much Logan's shortcomings as it is me just being better. Though this time, I do take the L in experience.
Yeah, Logan's not a pushover. I certainly got my money's worth in my fight with him.
A clear indicator of the difference between us. I suffered no such setbacks in my fight with him.
Wait, when did you fight Wolverine?
I did. How do you think I acquired the Muramasa to fight against melodrama?
To be honest, I stopped caring where you got your stuff a while back.
A fact that makes you even more so woefully unprepared to fight me. But while I can say that Logan's ferocity is a reckonable force, and his claws did not feel particularly pleasant as they cleaved through my liver, it simply takes just a few judgment cuts and the old-fashioned wombo combo to make the deal done.
The wombo combo?
You've seen it before.
You shall die.
I am the storm that is approaching. Through walking in isolation, I am reclaimer of my name. Born in flames, I have been blessed. My family crest is a demon.
You call that the Wombo Combo?
It didn't start from me. Dante's woman friend lady assigned it that name, and it hasn't dropped since. Darn you, female individual.
Right. That wasn't completely offensive at all.
No, it wasn't. It was actually quite respectable, as is our next foe, Ganondorf. The mighty Gerudo King is an infamous fiend throughout the land of Hyrule, holding it in terror with an iron fist for nearly 40 years now. He's a powerful warrior, a masterful warlock, a brilliant strategist, and, with the Triforce of Power, it's not hard to see why he's become one of Nintendo's most renowned villains. And due to that, I confidently place him in the rank of unconfidence that is the mid-tier.
Interesting way to put it.
Yes. Hence why it's named, This Is Interesting. Quite honestly, a battle between myself and Ganondorf could potentially go either way. His physical prowess is nearly on my level if I'm not trying too hard, and his magic will make the fight interesting.
Yeah, but what about the whole thing where he can't be killed by anything except the Master Sword because it's the bane of all evil that can smite all darkness deal? Wouldn't that mean theoretically he could beat you eventually?
In theory, one could say that. However, not only is that stupid and something I choose not to believe, but if you know anything about the legend behind my sword, you'll know that it was once scribed to possess, and I quote, the will and the power to divide and wipe out the darkness. Now, take that plus the fact that it's strong enough to cut holes in space-time, and I don't think it's too far of a stretch to say that I could kill Ganondorf with it, even if he doesn't make it easy.
Of course you say that and refuse to take defeat.
Oh, so you think. For now, we reach the tyrant known as Darkseid, ruler of Apocalypse. And to put it bluntly, I'm getting destroyed. Absolutely dog-walked by him.
Huh? Really?
Yes. Really. I said I would speak with honesty, so hear me out. While Ganondorf at least permitted me with small wiggle room for clapback, this is not a luxury Darkseid would give me. He outstats me, outmaneuvers me, outhaxes me, and so forth. Like, yeah, I can move faster than eyesight and my sword can cut through space, but Darkseid has literally tagged the Flash and can throw hands with literal gods and demons like Ares and Trigon. Plus, his Omega beams would literally incinerate me alive and follow me until Darkseid stopped them. I'm not winning any fights in that arena, so this devil will cry.
Wow, I guess he can be yielding.
I am not an idiot. I know how to read a fight's potential, just like how I see the next two battles as both being proud-fought victories of mine. For both Kopaka, the Toa of Ice, and Zane, the White Ninja, go into the not bad tier. While I'm confident neither of them could beat me, the two won't be pushovers. What with Toa potentially having planet surface level Nova Blasts at full power, and then there's the absolute madness that Ninjago gets up to in the later years. It'll be entertaining at the very least.
Yeah, just ignore the fact that I've moved tectonic plates in a moon once while you keep me in the not worthy tier, while those two go into the not bad. This list isn't biased at all.
It's not. Very evident by the fact that after this, we return to the Vergil gets his behind handed to him realm again in the form of Doomsday. I don't know what you want me to say. This is the creature who killed Superman in his frickin' debut. He'd absolutely violate me and enjoy every second of it. And it doesn't matter that I have my Yamato, Summon Swords, or even Sin Devil trigger when this guy has adaptation and resurrection powers. If I kill him, but leave a body, he's gonna pull a Crimson Head and stand right back the frick up stronger than before. Not to mention that he's actually handed Darkseid his butt on a silver platter before too. I'm getting cooked like a Christmas goose here. All facts, No printer.
Never say that again.
That aside, I would have to agree. Doomsday's like that Mahoraga thing Megumi summons, but on steroids. Sorry, Vergil.
Don't apologize to me yet. We're not done. Because after that, I'm taking another L against Onslaught. While he's less powerful than Doomsday on a purely physical level, he's still got strength equal to the Juggernaut, along with the powers of Magneto, Professor X, Nate Gray, and Franklin Richards. And to clarify, it's not Eric and Charles who scare me out of that group.
Oh yeah, I knew you were done the minute I heard Franklin. Kid made Galactus his lapdog.
And Gray is Mutant Jesus in some timelines. I don't think I need to elaborate more on how badly this will end for me. In fact, I may as well turn my sword back on myself at that point. Granted, that isn't already done to me by this thing because, rest assured, he can do that too.
Yeah, I just looked him up because I forgot about his stuff. I think I would go down to Onslaught, and I'm the Keyblade wielder of the group.
That doesn't really mean much, but either way we move on to greener pastures. Up next is Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, and this one is complicated. Allow me to explain.
Don't think we were going to stop you, but go on.
While I do not believe I would face much trouble from a standard run-in with an Iron Man armor, Tony Stark is infamously known for having a suit built for every occasion. He's built armors to take on other powerful characters like the Hulk and Thor, and even takes it up to the levels of whole-butt Celestials. Heck, there was one time the Phoenix Force showed up to Earth, and Tony was waiting for it with a freaking Phoenix Buster. And it worked. Do you know how insane that is?
Very much so. Yeah, Tony's taking you down.
In which there lies the issue. If this is a random encounter, I think I could take him. Like I said, the regular Iron Man suit is something I could easily dismantle. I'd just have to move quick. However, if the fight drags on long enough for him to call in a more powerful suit, or God forbid he has time to get one ready first, I am once again cooked.
Well, if he's got the time to get a suit like the God Killer or the Phoenix Buster ready, he would clap you, Verge. But I'd even think that suits like the Mark 50 or something like the Endosim would do the trick. I think you lose this more times than not.
Perhaps. I can't decide one way or the other, so I shall place him alongside Ganondorf in the interesting tier. Now, as for his opponent in Samus Aran, I cannot say she shares his rank.
Oh, come on! You're just saying that because she won't return your DMs.
I am in fact not saying it for that reason. Oh, and thank you for violating that sacred trust I bestowed upon you. Very good show of loyalty.
Sorry, she's just a good friend and a woman I would not recommend messing with.
Indeed. Why do you think I keep messaging her? Miss Aran is a very powerful warrior, with strength and determination I find quite admirable. However, I do not believe that she would cause me as much trouble as Stark if we got into a fight. Her tech, while ironically possibly more advanced than his, doesn't carry the same amounts of innovation that quite frankly frightens me.
Yeah, she's kind of one note in comparison to Iron Man's stuff, which you can't really blame. She's not the one coming up with all her tech. She just kind of finds it along the way.
Exactly. And unless you count the manga, her feats don't come close to some of the stuff Tony's done. So, my stance is clear. Samus puts up a good fight, but in the end, she shall die. That is, unless she was willing to work out some negotiations.
Gross.
And now, finishing off this list, we return to the land of my getting clapped, as both the Spectre and the Living Tribunal wreck my crap 6 ways to Sunday. I do not know how much more I would need to elaborate on this. Both of them are cosmic beings who literally enforce the will of God, capital G. My father was one of the most formidable demon knights of all time, and yet even he is humbled in comparison to the power of the Spectre.
Isn't the Spectre like an angel or something?
Yep, one of the arcs, I believe.
You are correct. The Spectre is created when the Archangel of Divine Justice, Raguel, joins with a human host. Whether it be Jim Corrigan, Crispus Allen, Hal Jordan, or Clarice Karuna, this union results in a being possessing incomprehensible power that makes me and my Yamato look like a child with a plastic sword. If they choose to lock me in their sights, I am up a creek quite royally. Same goes with the Tribunal, who is the judge residing over the whole of Marvel's omniverse, second only to the one above all.
Given the choice between the two, which one would you rather fight?
Well, I'm losing either way, but I suppose I'd rather face the Tribunal, as he's kind of a big picture type of guy while the Spectre isn't. Having a human side kind of gives him a bit of human sadism, and I'd rather not be personally tortured by a reality-warping wraith, when I could just be erased from existence painlessly with a wave of a hand.
Dang, so you do have some sense.
And we're done. That's how fictional Face-Off Season 1 stacks up against me. 5 clear wins, 5 clear losses, and 2 toss-ups. A perfectly balanced beginning.
Not a bad start. And it does at least show you're being somewhat frank with this series, so I'd be down to continue.
Me too, especially considering things get more and more interesting as the series goes on. I can't wait for Season 5.
We've got a long way before that happens, and plenty of opponents stand between us. However, that will be for another day. I need to get going now. I have a message to author. Until next time, friends. Ciao.
He's going to message Samus again, isn't he?
Probably.